So the question was, will they bring the Druid class to Diablo Immortal? My understanding is that there was an interview after the Tempest came out, and the question was like, would you ever bring, like, will you always introduce new classes to Diablo Immortal? And the answer was essentially like, no. We would love to get more familiar classes in Diablo Immortal. So my hypothesis is the next class coming to Diablo Immortal will actually be something that we're familiar with, whether it be the Druid, the Witch Doctor, or something like that. I think that we will get a class that we see in a different Diablo game. They've been very open about it. I think the Witch Doctor would be sick, but it's also kind of similar to the Necro in ways. So like, I do think the Druid is the most different. The Tempest is pretty close to like that Assassin class. And then obviously there's some similarities to other classes. Like we have the Wizard and Sorcerer and blah, blah, blah. But the Druid, I think, is the most different. But I do think the next class coming to the game will be a class that's in an existing Diablo game. So I think that's sick. Personally, I think that's fantastic. We've gotten 2 brand new classes that have never been introduced to the Diablo universe before. And there's some really good stuff that people could, bring back. People want the Crusader in Diablo 4. I think the Druid would be fun, like running around as a bear in Diablo Immortal. That sounds fucking sick. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, I was gonna say with shapeshift ability, like that would be kind of sick. But then Witch Doctor too. Like I played Witch Doctor when I did play D3. I didn't play a lot, but I played not even for a season actually. I just got somebody to max level and like started the grind. Oh, I don't think I ever got this one. I guess that one's better. But yeah, I think there's some really cool things you could do with both the Druid and the Witch Doctor. So it'll be interesting to see. Now, I think they've set the precedence, if I will say, for when we get new classes. I think that we will only get new classes once a year, and honestly, I think that's fine. I don't know about you guys. I think that's pretty reasonable to be getting a brand new class once a year. And that's me. Again, Blizzard doesn't pay me. These are all my own opinions. You guys know me. If the game sucks, I'll tell you it sucks. Like, even though I'm a partner, if the game sucks, I'll let you know that I feel like it sucks. Last couple weeks we're in a rough spot. So, but yeah. So I think it's. Can I see your Necromancer equipment? Oh, I'm not the Necromancer right now though. Right now I am on the Monk, and I lost a bet, so I have to max out my essences before I can change class. But yeah, be curious to see what they bring. And it hasn't really been talked about past that one like interview. And this isn't me sharing like too much. I generally don't know anything new coming to the game. So I know as much as you guys. But I think adding classes that already exist would be cool. It's always fun to get something brand new, but like having something that has nostalgia to people, I think would also go a long way. Especially, like everyone thought that D4 would kill Diablo Immortal, and it turns out Diablo 4 helped Diablo Immortal. So a lot of people that got frustrated or get frustrated with Diablo 4 end up playing Diablo Immortal. And I think that's fantastic for the game, you know what I mean? It's one of those things where it's not a competition, it's an either or, or both. Like people play both Diablo 4 and Diablo Immortal all the time. Liz, who's very active in this chat and in our server, plays both very actively. I see her all the time as a friend pop up, and she's on Diablo 4. So I think I want Diablo 4 to do well, but when it does bad, I just know that I should get some of my beginner guides ready to go, and people will be jumping over to Diablo Immortal, But that's just me. I think that Diablo Immortal has just pushed the envelope. Like, do you remember 2 years ago? Or yeah, almost 2 years ago when we said like we laughed at the idea of having a battle royale in Diablo. What up, infrared game? How you doing, bud? Do you guys remember a year and a half ago when we all laughed at the idea of a battle royale coming to a Diablo game, and now we have it? And now we have like one of those Survivor IO type modes that I'm playing right now. That's my thing, is that Diablo Immortal pushes the envelope all the time. So I think that the next class being a returning class is huge, because there's so much newness in the game that, that's driving people to play it or try it out. Now you want people I love this mode. This is my favorite game mode for sure. Having a game mode or having a class that people are used to playing and it's popular, I think would be huge for the game right now. In fact, it's what I think the game needs. And I'm not saying like, oh my god, like Diablo Immortal is going to die. No, but I think if you want to keep getting more and more people to play Diablo Immortal, it's one of those things that like, yeah, you need to bring in people who are aware of Diablo Immortal but don't play it because they like D3 or D4 better. I play D4, but MHC hasn't bought me a console in the game, so couldn't play. I also don't own D4. There was a talk on my YouTube comments how many subs it would take for me to play D4, and I think we landed at, I think we said 100, but for 24 hours of playtime, which is probably going to get me somewhere near max level, I would assume. But I'm not against Diablo 4. I'm not against playing it, but it's on Game Pass. Oh, there you go. I don't even know if I have Game Pass, admittedly, though. Yeah, I'll just wait for the Diablo 4 classes. Unless I lose a bet, I'll just wait for the Diablo 4 classes to come to Diablo Immortal. I'm too much invested in this game and love this game too much. Like, why play that game when I can play that game and some in Diablo Immortal is how I look at it. You know what I mean? I don't know.